It always works better when it's turned on. It always works better when it's turned on. We have sound. It always works better when it's turned on. We have sound. That's excellent. I'm glad to hear that. This is with the Bluetooth microphone. Hey, Elias. How are you? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Let me just pin this message here. Hello, go away. Pin the message. Okay, and let's see what else we're doing here. So, let me just check something. Okay, too much technology. Let's give you a jacket, Elias. You can network to your heart's content. Okay, show link to drop the link. So that's good. So let's just change the heading of this. It's going to be called... Oh, this computer's slow. The internet is slow. The internet is slow today. Let's see what kind of success we get here. Okay, that's my good friend over there. Live, I guess. Sailing cook. Live on the boat. Maybe. Some cooking. 2. So my plan is we're going to, so I haven't actually cooked on the boat in a while. Got to make sure that all the things are working properly. And do I have a picture I can use as a thumbnail here? I don't think I have a picture I can use as a thumbnail. That's too bad. How big is this image? 2 megabytes. That's too big. That's too big. Okay, so I can't get a decent thumbnail here. We'll have to live without a thumbnail. And let's go back to the video. I see we got some people saying hello here. Let's say who's saying hello. The Marianne, how are you? I've watched some of your stuff and got lost. Marnissa, hey, let's give you a wrench there, Marnissa. Network as you wish. Go with the flow. Yeah, nice to see you guys. I met you, I'll tell everybody, on Willie's Desert Roadhouse, or Willie's Desert something. And it's sort of a neat takeoff on Willie Nelson. I guess he used to play a lot of Willie Nelson. And I think he was talking about copyright strikes a little while ago. And that probably wasn't what he was hoping for there. Miss Honeybee, another Willie's Desert Inn escapee, let's call it that. Let's give everybody a wrench here. I think I'm safe in doing that with this this crowd. So I'm so pleased that so many people are here tonight. We're starting a little bit early, and the weather is going to be nice. Again, we're not going to get that great a sunset, We might get a little bit of buffering here. We're getting 1 megabit per second upload, which is almost what the modem used to give you many years ago. But it's in a marina, and there's a couple hundred people here now, and a lot of people working from home. The challenge. We're not going to get too much buffer. I've got the phone and two this thing going, and they're sucking out a little bit of power. Well, so the plan is I haven't had supper yet. So and all of the cooking stuff isn't on the boat yet from the winter. So I'm going to make myself a liver and mushrooms and onions with bread, and so I'll get that cooking going, and then we could do what I think the Filipinos call a mukbang, watching me eating, but I think that's probably not as exciting as watching the back of the boat to see the ducks come by or the swans, and then we'll just see what other good things come along with the evening. So the first challenge is let's do some cooking. I'm going to step away from the computer, but I still got the Bluetooth microphone, and I'm hurting my foot this morning, so I'm hobbling around a little bit. But let's see what we can do. And we're going to record this excitement as well, because might be a little bit on the dark side here. Let's just make this a little bit slower. I usually like recording my videos at 125 frames a second, but there's not enough light in the boat to do that without turning on the lights. So we're going to start off with cutting up half an onion. Half an onion, maybe the whole thing, why not? No point in trying to save what's left over. And then we're going to, so I can't respond to chat immediately because I can't really see it from where I am. And nice white onion, smells good. Break that up a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be our onion. Where am I going to put the onion? We don't have a plate for it, so let's see if we have a container that we can steal from the rest. Oh, here's a good container. This will be good for the onion. I still don't have that 410 stove repaired. So we're going to use the butane cooktop, and that will it's also actually it's a good idea because that works well whether you're considering remote cooking in a boat or an RV. Okay, so there's our onions done. Let's turn off the camera. We've got enough footage of that. So let's take a fast look at the chat. What's new and exciting here? Anything? Maybe I can make the chat bigger than I can. No, that made it smaller. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, it went down to below. Hello, chat. Where are you? The chat has disappeared. Hey, Paula, Dragon Cane Corso. Thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate it every time you're here. Hope we're going to do something that's different from usual. And the first part of what I got to do is make myself dinner. So dinner is we got some onions. Let's do some mushrooms. I washed these already. My dad tried to run a mushroom farm many years ago, and of course, you know where mushrooms grow. Mushrooms grow on horse manure. So we definitely want to wash the horse manure off of these mushrooms. Let's cut them up. I might have made too many mushrooms here, so whatever we don't use up, because I need to make sure there's enough room in the pan for the liver. So otherwise, what's the point of all of this? Yeah, I think we got too many mushrooms, so we won't make them all. How about half? So this was 8 ounces of mushrooms, and we're doing half of it, right? So last time we had this chat, I said that the wind blew away a piece of my my bimini, which was really annoying. And I just talked to there's a canvas shop on the marina property, because otherwise I have to drive to the other side of Toronto. It's about 60 miles and rush hour traffic, and to the people that originally made that thing. And if this guy's going to do it for me, then I'm happy with that. Downside, $150. Now, it's not the kind of thing you're going to argue with, because everybody needs work, but he doesn't need one more bit of work with a customer that's moaning about price before he's even finished talking about it. Okay, so here's our mushrooms. Hold them up for the camera. Let's hit record on this thing. Now, let's see who's on there. Gone with the wind. I'm glad to watch you. Yeah, go with the flow. Love the feedback. Mushrooms, great proteins. Yes. You know, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, we were out in Ottawa for a dinner on the weekend, and they offered portobello mushrooms and chicken pesto. So not very much of the pesto. Really good chicken. And but I couldn't say the word portobello for some reason. So I kept calling them portable mushrooms. Portable mushrooms. And they are portable. Okay, so now the last thing we're going to do, we have, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to, again, turn on the video camera so that we've got a history of all of this good excitement. Yeah, that's perfect. We're going to cut up a pound of, no, it's not a pound. It's probably half a pound of liver. Going to cut it in strips. And this is beef liver. I think the last recipe I made was with pork liver. I'd like to taste the both of them. Some people don't eat pork, that's okay. So let's cut that up. Got another piece here. Cut that up into pieces, and then we'll bread that. The last time I made a liver recipe, I did it with flour. Flour is the way my mother used to do it. But there's a couple good restaurants I've been to that do breading. So we've got some Italian flavored breading. Let's see what that does to the taste. Okay, that piece is a little bit too big. Okay, so we got a nice collection of liver. Show that to the camera. Let's press stop on here. Let's check the chat. I cherish shirts. Hey, yeah, nice to see you guys. I do. You're from the Lashona group. Wonderful group of people. Wonderful, inspirational creator that had some really good ideas. You know, one of her ideas that she mentioned was if you're trying to get monetized, which basically requires like hours, and I'm waiting for my hours. If you have a lot of shorts, people watch the shorts because shorts are cute, especially on a phone. But YouTube gives you no credit for the hours spent watching a short. So one of her suggestions was disable all of your shorts so that people are forced, I guess is not really the right word, but people are encouraged, let's use that word. people are encouraged to watch the videos that are going to give you credit for monetization. Okay, so we're finished with that knife. Let's leave that the way it is for the time being. Okay, where am I going to put these mushrooms? Let's put them here for a second. Get them out of the way. There's still a bunch of stuff floating around on this boat that's not totally organized, so don't have as much room for stuff as we should have. But again, it's a boat. There's never any room. And let's put that in that there. And let's get rid of this. We'll just park it over there for the time being. And let's get ourselves a stove. Basic butane single burner stove. And where is it on this camera? Okay, so the camera has to go up a little bit. Let's get that higher. Perfect. Trying to do this at the same time as a live is more of a challenge than I had anticipated. Hey SSV, Spirit in this blue sky. Yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming aboard. Thanks for coming aboard. Appreciate every person that takes the time to drop in and say hi. SSV gave you a wrench. Who else did I miss here? Did I give I Cherish a wrench? I think I did. Yep. Okay, so we're good. So the worst is I can't really see the chat as it goes by, but that's not the end of the world. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's open this bottle of canola oil. Hey, it doesn't want to open. Why does it not want to open? Piece of junk. There it is. Is that video camera running? Nope, it's not. Okay. Okay, so let's start up this stove. Some oil in the pan. Use up the old oil. Okay, we'll put that aside. You can come back to that later. Okay, now let's get these onions in here. And where's my breading? Here's my breading. Okay, so this is a little bit too warm. Let's put this liver into the breadcrumbs. Mash that around. This is probably a little bit more than will fit into the pan nicely, but that's okay. That's good. Okay, let's clean up this cutting board. Bit of a, what do they say, bloody mess. No pun intended, or pun intended? I guess pun intended, right? We'll wash that off properly later. We'll put this outside. Hopefully some seagull doesn't decide they want to attack it. And we're cooking. So let's get this onion broken up a little bit. Let's turn off this camera for a second. Let those onions cook for a few minutes, just to get started. What's the chat got to say for itself? SSV Kitchen said hi. So I finally found out where this said hi comes from, but I don't see it all the time. It's on the phone chat, but I don't see it every time I'm chatting. So I don't know where that's coming from. Okay, so now let's put in this liver. You know, when I learned to make liver, it was always full pieces. And then somebody in a comment suggested, why don't I cut it in strips, because it cooks a bit faster and you get a bit more crunch for the outside, and that's actually a good idea. So let's see what this is going to be like when the pieces are all... Oh, there's another piece in here. Yeah, that's all excess breadcrumbs. Okay, let's get rid of that. Put that aside for the minute. And let this cook. Let's put a lid on this. And let that cook for a minute. Then we'll flip it over. Let's turn off this camera. Too much multitasking. Too much multitasking. Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. It's a bit on the chilly side. I wore these summer shorts and I didn't bring longer pants, so I might start regretting it once it gets to be 9 o'clock. But for now, it looks like it's going to work. Okay, so what we're going to do, before we turn it over, we're going to give everything a good sprinkle of garlic powder. And we're going to give it a sprinkle of paprika. I like paprika. I like the taste of it. Everything tastes better with paprika. Okay, let's do that. And let's flip this over. Yeah. Onions are turning nice and brown. Gonna have to add a bit more oil to it. Used up the one oil, so now I have to open it. I did open up the other one already. Let's give it another good dollop. And we'll cover that up. Basically, the covering is more to keep fat from spraying all over the boat and making a mess, because it is a bit harder to clean than a house kitchen with arborite and tiles and all those good things. So while that is cooking, we'll put that outside. Gonna do some washing, but we'll do the washing afterwards. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here in the sun, and it'd be nice if we had a blue sky. Haven't had a blue sky this year, but at least it's not raining. We are supposed to get a bit of rain tomorrow, but we won't be here for that fun. Okay, let's flip these guys over. Let's take this video camera that we're using to record all this excitement and bring it a little bit closer. Now, we're not going to be able to get back to the chat that easily once this is in this way. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Okay, so that's not bad, right? That's not bad. over. I'm gonna have to turn on the light there so I can see a little bit better as to what I'm doing here. Okay, get over there, you piece. Over the U piece. This piece doesn't want to flip over. That piece is flipped nicely. Listen to that sizzle. I think we need another little sip of oil. Okay, so I'm just going to move this camera for a second, and let's get some interior lights going here. That's better. Now we can see a little bit better as to what we're doing here as far as the movie making is concerned. Okay, let's just zoom out just a little bit. And to go with this liver, I've always eaten liver with bread and butter. So that's how we're going to do this. It crossed my mind to maybe do potatoes in the same pan as the liver. But then the pan's going to be full enough. I'm going to dump the mushrooms in here in a second. Turn that on. Dump mushrooms in here in a second. Why don't we open this guy? This might get us a bit more light so that the camera can see what we're doing. That's a little bit better. Get some sunshine. Oh yeah, let's throw in the mushrooms. And another little drop of oil. Maybe using too much oil here. Okay, let that sit. We'll get rid of these spices because they're just taking up space. And what else do we want to do here from a cleaning up point of view? A sip of Diet Coke. Everything goes better with a Diet Coke. Turn you off. Let's see if we can get a good shot. Yeah, we get a good shot of the inside here. Those mushrooms should probably have gone in a couple of minutes earlier. Let's give them a few minutes. Okay, where's my salt? Salt, salt, salt. Who's got the salt? I don't know where the salt went. Used to be salt back here. That's just pepper. There's pepper. Used to be salt. I wonder where the salt went. I think it's at the back of the boat. Go with the flow. Morels. Yeah, I've never eaten morels. I love almost every kind of mushroom. I ended up with the taste of truffle oil on popcorn. At first sounded amazing, but then it got a little bit too much. And the taste of truffle oil is now, okay, somewhere I have lost my salt. That sounds like a Jimmy Buffett song. Lost my shaker of salt. Oh, here it is. I lost my shaker of salt. The problem in a space of this size is that you don't know where you left stuff. That's it, okay. Sea salt, I think this actually came with the boat when I bought the boat. So, okay, let's take a look at this good mixture. Oh, those mushrooms are starting to get cooked, that's nice. Behind me, I think you can see there's an air fryer. So I bought a toaster oven style air fryer for here, and it would do some of this nicely as well. Of course, the air fryer only works when the boat is tied to a dock where you have electricity, but we have electricity here, and I mean, most people's boats in North America are moored at a dock. If you're floating on a mooring, then yeah, electricity is a bit at a premium. My neighbor just put solar cells on the back of his boat. He's always tied up here. I'm not sure what the point is, but I think he wants to be able to anchor for a couple of days and still have enough power to run his. Not sure what he has to run. It doesn't have a microwave, so it's not that. Okay, let's see how this is doing. One of the things about liver is put the salt on too early, it gets hard as a rock. Okay, that's nice. We're not overcooking anybody, but let's just see what. Let's just wipe this fork. There should be another fork here. Where's my other fork? Okay, this is turned on. Let's turn this on. And try a piece of this liver. Let's get a piece that's thick enough to be representative. Oh, that's well done. That's well done. I think this liver is done. Let's give this some salt. Let's turn that off. And then what we're going to do, while I'm having this gourmet dinner, we'll put the camera outside and see if we can get some interesting looking birds. Okay, that's done. Let's put that out of the way. Done. That's going to be done. Let's clean up a little bit here. And I'm going to join you outside. We'll move the rare is too much for me. I do like it well done, but I don't like it hard or chewy. That I've been in many roadside diners that do various kinds of liver, and each cooks are a little bit unique. So let's see what I'm going to make myself some bread and butter, and then I'm going to serve that out And then we'll find a place outside that looks interesting. Where's some bread? This belongs with this. This needs cleaning. This will bring all this stuff inside, so it doesn't attract bugs. It can go here. It's out of the way nicely. That's off. I'm going to give it just a little bit of a sprinkle of pepper. Let's close this bottle of oil before it gets knocked over. Close already. Okay, let's have some bread. And I was debating butter or margarine. And I'm interested in the ability of margarine not having to need a fridge. And then they had spreadable butter on sale, which it technically doesn't need a fridge, but it's probably better than the fridge. So it's as spreadable as margarine. Galley spreadable butter. And it actually does taste like butter, because it is butter. Let's get rid of this. Out of the way. Okay, let's bring the phone outside. Yes, hey Carl Shell. Yes, you do need a fridge for milk. Here in Canada, we can get milk in Tetra packs, or the small packs that don't need a fridge. But once you open them up, they do need cold storage. Okay, so let's see what our outside looks like. Again, I don't want to be the center of attention. That's good. And I'm actually going to take the microphone off because you don't need to hear me eating. I'll put the microphone inside where it's safe and secure. Sorry, I hope I didn't bang that on the table too hard. Let's get some out of the way. We'll just get a shot of this. Get a few seconds of footage of this wonderful plate of liver. Where are you, liver? Camera out of the way. Aaron Vlog, Arizona Jake. I'm going to step away from the computer for a while, so I won't be able to keep up with the chat. I'm just going to have this fast dinner of liver and onions and mushrooms. You know what? This should probably have a still picture or so of the food on the plate. Oh, pardon me. Let's do that. Let's see how we want to organize this. We don't really want the can of Coke in the picture. Let's bring this here. Okay, let's. Let's get a couple stills. Where's the still setting on this thing? That's nice. Closer. Wonderful. Okay, so that takes care of our photography. Let's see if we get any birds here. I don't see any yet. I don't see any birds. Hope we get some at least. We're still there. Mushrooms are perfect. See if we can clean this up a little bit. Get some stuff out of the way. Get that out of the way. And paper towel is a napkin. Glory Creations, thank you for coming aboard. So that I'm away from the microphone and away from the chat while I'm having this wonderful dinner of liver and mushrooms. But we'll try to catch up one way or another. I guess what I could do is just bring the computer outside. So let's do that. put the microphone about here so you can hear me. And we'll take the computer out. Not sure how much I'm missing. The chat can chat with itself. But this way at least I'll be aware of what's happening. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. I was worried I had a bit too much stuff in the pan. But the liver's just right. Mushrooms are just right. I like my onions mushy anyway. Gets cold fast outside. But I did learn it's hard to cook and talk at the same time. I would love to see a couple of swans come by. I would even consider flinging the swans a piece of liver. Liver is sort of like what they eat anyway. More spices than you usually get. I turn the camera just slightly because we might get a better shot of some seagulls and swans coming in from that angle that sort of points towards the inlet of from the lake and towards the park. Well, there's a flock of Cormorants just flew by, but they're out of camera range. Thank you for the flow. Yeah, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I love sitting out here, even if we're not sailing, just to be near the water and listen to the sounds. And today we're nice and quiet. On a Saturday, then we'll get a few people with loud music. It gets a bit annoying, but oh yeah, a couple more bites. Oh yeah, last piece. Save the leftovers. Not directly in the flight path today, so the planes are a little bit on the quiet side. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, that is that. Hey Kendall, welcome aboard. Good to see you. I'm just finishing the dinner that we just cooked on board, so relaxing for a minute without talking too much. Then we got to clean up. Oh, there's a boat coming in. Nice pontoon. I don't know if the camera will catch it. No, it's not going to catch it. We're too far out. Okay, one more bite. There's one more good bite left in here. We got a helicopter coming over. I'm not sure why. See if it'll be close enough to get caught on camera. It's a bit off to the left side of the boat. I don't see it yet. But we get helicopter ambulances flying over this. There it is on the. It's off to this side, and it looks like a helicopter ambulance. They're orange up here, and that's as orange as it's going to get. So different things have different flight paths. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to clean up. I'm not going to bore you with the details of cleaning on camera, but I do have to clean up, so I'll mention it here. Let's see, can we turn this a little bit more sideways? Sure. I'm going to move forward so I can get back in. Still there. That's a good angle. Okay. That's a good angle. I can still get in. That's it. Now I made a little bit too much, and I need something for the garbage. But I'm going to nibble out a few of the leftover mushrooms, and the rest I'll take home. It'll be another dinner in there for a pound of liver. Okay, so this is garbage. This is garbage here. This is garbage. This is good. This will stay on the boat. Let's get another bag for the dishes until we're ready to wash them. Okay, so this is garbage. This is washing. Okay, we'll put that on the side there. This is real garbage. Okay, I need a here. There you go. Water here. Put some more water in here. Some other stuff. Okay, so now we've got a container for the leftovers. Okay, a couple of bits of mushroom. So good. Okay, so that goes in there. This goes out of the way. That goes out of the way. Let's move this. Garbage. This is a plate. water yet? Not yet. Yep. This pan. That's good. Okay, so this is refuse. This is be washed afterwards. We're not going to bore people with dishwashing. Plus, we got to wait for the water to heat up. And we'll put that in this pan, in this pot, this bag. So that's that. Okay. Now, we lost a couple baggies. Where did my baggies go? Where did my baggies go? Okay. We'll deal with this later. That belongs over here. This belongs in the fridge. This is cookies. Let's save that. It's so good. You messed with it. Okay, let's put this away. Here. This stays on the boat. 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 This. Bringing back some ingredients that can be here semi-permanently. Oh, this is supposed to go in the fridge as well. Bag. Let's throw this. Okay, so we got a pretty clean stove. Got a pretty clean countertop. This kind of room for this stuff. Okay, let's bring in the computer. Let's wash my hands from all this cooking. So we gotta look at that. Where's the soap? Mr. Clean. Where did the soap go? Okay, might wipe the dishes as well. Maybe these are better than soap. Okay, that's good. Okay, we are cleaned up. I have a piece of chocolate for dessert. And we'll bring the microphone over here. I'm not going to wear it for a minute because I still want to eat my dessert. Let's see who's come up here. So why did Nightbot not like Rory Holler. Let's see why. I like Nightbot, but sometimes he does stuff that you don't really understand what he's up to. Anyway, Roy Holler, thanks for coming by. I don't know why Nightbot doesn't like you. I guess we're stuck with whatever Nightbot wants, because gotta love a bot if there's gonna be a bot. It's like I drive with Waze, and sometimes I argue with her, and sometimes I just let her tell me where to go and don't argue, because why, if you don't believe what she's telling you, then you ask yourself, well, why am I bothering with her at all? And Waze is just a bot, right? It's a GPS bot. So it but every once in a while you get a little bit confused as to who to believe and who not to believe. I know other people have told me, Marianne, who was here a while ago, wanted to teach me all there is to know about Nightbot, and I guess it helps to understand what the systems in the background are trying to do for you and to you and with you. You never know where I stand. The technology is smarter than we are, and if it's not smarter, then it's there. It's prevalent, and if you want to argue with the technology, you're bound to lose. I know a while ago we got into a long discussion of AI generated videos and whether they were a good thing or a bad thing or anything that we should all be worried about. And I don't know, I've watched a cooking channel that's all AI, and like I left thinking it didn't bother me. Now, is that enough that it doesn't bother you, or should you be looking for more than not being bothered? So it's 7:42. So we'll leave got one more bit of chocolate bar, just a dessert here. Got one more bit of the sun's going down at 8:30, 8:40, something like that. So we got an hour before the sun goes down. And I didn't do it. I was going to, I had these solar lights that look like pirate lights. And now I don't know why it doesn't want to come off. Well, I guess you have to twist it. And I was going to put them out early enough to so I assume this is a rechargeable battery. Otherwise, what's the point? It says it can be charged 400 times. So this one, I was going to put it aside and let the sunshine on it. Yeah, just rechargeable. Let's do that and see if we can create a little bit of a light show once the sun goes down. And that came a little bit from I was watching Willie's thing yesterday in the middle of the night on my phone. I hate watching stuff on a phone. And he had these a whole bunch of nice solar lights in his yard. Now, I think all I saw was little blobs of light because his yard is pretty dark otherwise. But let's put this guy outside and see if he charges up in the next few minutes. See if this gives us a. How about we'll just put it here for now. Let the sunshine on the solar cell part. See if it lights up. So what are we looking at? Still nothing exciting happening there. I'm going to move the camera just a hair and see if we can close enough to the outside to see swans coming in. Suzanne, you're back. Welcome to my my on the boat live. We started out by cooking supper. It was supposed to be also treated as recording the making of the dish. I don't think it's going to work out properly. So I was trying to do too many things, and I didn't hit record from time to time, and a variety of weirdness is happening there. But we'll see what it looks like when I get it in front of a computer. Let's just see if the water's hot already. That's good. But we do need to flush the water tank again. It still smells a little bit like antifreeze. Let's shut off the water heater. And then when we bring the phone in, we have to charge it because last time the phone ran dry. So this time we got a charging brick. Keep the phone alive. Yeah, so we're not having any storms here. Is anybody in the outside world having storms? We had good weather all weekend long. Now I wasn't nowhere near the boat. We're out in Ottawa for a dinner party, and but I mean, the dinner party doesn't need good weather. We did drive around and take some photos of various sites for stock photography, and it was a good drive. It's 450 kilometers, 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours drive, depending on traffic. And it does get hard to put up with if the hey, go with the flow. I was going to say gone with the wind. Go with the flow. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I appreciate everybody coming. Some people I recognize, some people I don't. Whoever I don't recognize, I will, once this is over, track you down and subscribe and watch your stuff. I thank everybody. I did get my 1,000 subscribers and a little bit to spare. I'm still looking for more. but now the challenge is 400 hours of people watching stuff. And I'm jealous when I see somebody making a hamburger, and it I see they've got 1 million views after 4 months, and I'm saying, why don't they like my hamburger and only give me 200 views? It's all how Google pushes, or the Google algorithm pushes things out to people. Um, I read an interesting article. Now, it was related to internet censorship and internet free speech. And what somebody said is that 20 million videos are uploaded to YouTube every day. I don't know if that's right. It was some reporter that was going on about how the internet the speech is too free and people say things that other people don't like. And they were looking for a way of controlling that, because, of course, the people that don't like things do like the things that they like. And yeah, so it's 20 million videos a day. That is a lot of people. And then Google has to push those out to everybody based on what they think they're going to like. Hey, Lynette, welcome. Thanks for coming aboard. I was trying to track you down on Woolies this morning, and I couldn't find the chat for that session. But I did want to go to your channel and see what you were up to, and follow you. And now here you're here, so I appreciate that. Let's give you a wrench. And let's see, did I subscribe or did I not subscribe? Sometimes, especially at night, it's hard to remember, and I hate the phone. My fingers are way too big and fat for the tiny little on-screen keyboard and the tiny little on-screen chat. So I do stuff and then wonder, did I do that? I do like Willie's show. When I first started following him, he played a lot of Willie Nelson music. And I've read about all kinds of copyright issues that YouTube inflicts on people if you use music such as Willie Nelson's that is copyrighted. And he said that he didn't think it was an issue at the time, but I noticed he's not doing Willie Nelson music in the background anymore, or any country music in the background anymore. And I thought he said something that YouTube had given him a copyright strike, or had asked him to not play the good stuff. Okay, so I can't find you now, Lynn, but now at least I have a link I can follow, and I will come back and check that out. Okay, there you are. I did find you. I see your kitten. I did subscribe while we're talking. Let me hit the bell. I do like being prompted as to what other people are doing. I will get all your notifications. So welcome aboard. I love the squirrel. I love the cat. And Tuber Chat, thank you for dropping by. Yeah, shared on Reddit. Really appreciate that. I don't know what good that does. Um, it's not like running your own website and being able to watch the traffic logs to see where traffic is coming from. But you've been doing this longer than me and more successfully than me. So I will, like I said before about Waze, if you're going to use Waze, you got to believe her. You can't argue with her on a regular basis. If you're going to spend time watching Tuber Chat, and if you haven't watched Tuber Chat, I think he's a Canadian in Windsor, and he spends a lot of time talking about other people's channels and providing wonderful shout outs and some good insight into um, the workings of YouTube. So I found them to be an interesting show in terms of spending time. To some extent, I'll keep them on in the background with two other channels and flip back and forth to see where the activity is. Yeah, every minute does matter. So you'll believe in. I was going to say snake oil, but that's insulting. You'll believe in solutions that people offer because they've spent time researching it or learning about it or improving it. So thanks, Tuber, for coming by. Thanks, Tuber, for coming aboard. I think you've been on this boat before. But yeah, check out Tuber. I'm sure he's got a scheduled thing. I like ringing people's bells because then it pops up and I can turn on the computer and see who's live at the time and mosey over and watch that. So let's put this microphone back on me. So maybe we're going to get a little bit louder. Now I finished with my chocolate bar. Put the hat back on. Not that anybody can see the hat at this moment, but we'll leave the camera outside, the phone outside until it gets dark. Now, I do want to see if that solar light will fire up. Otherwise, maybe I'll take it home and maybe replace the battery on it, or just go buy some new ones. They're only like $2 or $3. So yeah, Tuber, yeah, boats in the water. Right now, we're just sitting on it. It's got a few pieces missing, and I like I like sitting here. I like the smell of the water. We have nice clean water. There is no significant pollution. There's no significant. Okay, go with. We'll talk to you again. Track you down and see what you're up to. If nothing else, we'll see you on Willie's. As a Tuber, check out this guy Willie's Desert Hideout or whatever he calls himself. Willie's Desert. He's a cool, I guess, old guy because his beard is all white and scraggly. But he does either his camera's in his yard, which is a bit on the boring side. But once in a while he'll go out on a mountaintop, and you get these beautiful shots of sunsets and sunrises and wildfire smoke. It's a very entertaining, very relaxing too. Even when he's sitting in his yard and talking, he's a relaxing kind of guy. Oh, pardon me. Another channel that I like is Lauren Landers. I think that's just her name, Lauren Landers. So she's young woman in Fort Lauderdale that she started out when I started watching her. She's bought a 50-foot boat and was going to sail around the Caribbean and teach free diving, which was kind of interesting. And then her recent escapade is she's sailing across the Pacific from the Panama Canal to Fiji. So that is a wonderful tour. I'm never going to do that. And so far, I think today's episode was the 22nd day of this trip to Fiji from Panama. And it sounds like she's had good weather all along. And people ask her if she's worried about pirates and so on. And it's just her and her cat on this boat. Thanks, Lynn. And you think you've got cause to be afraid. But, people get killed on the highway every day and you still go for a drive. So it's, maybe you just don't think about it and just do your thing. But she had some beautiful views of the ocean. And the 50-foot boat is almost twice as big as this. It's kind of neat watching her sort of follow her dream, heading across the ocean. And from what I remember, she went to school to be a marine biologist. So, and then she was living in Minnesota or someplace where it snows. I guess if you want to be a marine biologist, then Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is the place to be. And in the middle of the Pacific Ocean is even more the place to be. So it's a dream. I'm never going to get to that. And I'm a wimp. Right? I don't like heavy winds. I don't like big waves. So it might not be that exciting in the end anyway. So for now, I'll just sit on the boat and talk to the internet and do some cooking and get the parts fixed and then go sailing around here. So Toronto to Mississauga. On a clear day, you can see from one to the other. And you can. There's a park in Mississauga that sticks out into Lake Ontario. And if you go way out to the end of it, this is on the Credit River, go way to the end of it, you can see across the lake to Toronto. And I think you could also see across the lake to Niagara Falls, but I'm trying to actually figure out how that actually works. I know on the map it works. In the winter, from our house, we could see across the lake and see lights. In the summer, the trees get in the way. Hey Fayez, how are you? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. But I can never figure out where those lights are, and I know that if you're in Niagara Falls, you can look across and see Toronto, basically the CN Tower. So the CN Tower is this tall tower that sticks out of the ground. The problem is it's gray, and the sky is gray, so sometimes it's hard to know exactly where you are. Yeah, Tuber. Yeah. You're living in Niagara Falls. I keep thinking you're Windsor, because I've seen you talk about Windsor from time to time. Yeah. No, we're in Toronto. We're in Toronto, on the north shore of Lake Ontario, in a marina that is it's not east of Toronto because we're still in Toronto, but it's on the eastern outskirts of downtown. On a no traffic day, it's 5 minutes to drive to downtown from here. Hey, you're in California, Lynette. I love California. They say it never rains in Southern California. The one of the things that got me interested in this YouTube channel was I was looking for somebody that had done a certain repair to this model of boat. So I searched YouTube for Hunter 320, and I came across a lady whose name escapes me. And the first video that they had was them buying a Hunter 320 in Marina Del Rey. So I've been in Marina Del Rey. It's a huge marina, residential complex right on the ocean. It's I mean, the few times I've been there for work, never lived there, just for work. It's an amazing place, and the marina is huge. The marina is huge. It's when I was there, like, I was never on a boat, so I was just driving through, so I was meeting people at the far end of the land, so close to the ocean, and it was such a long drive. And then when I was following these people on their Hunter 320, maybe Balaqua in North America, and their boat adventures, then it's kind of neat. If I had another opportunity to work in LA, I would look for an opportunity to go down to Marina Del Rey and possibly rent a boat. You don't really get all enough out of it by just renting a boat for a couple of days, but it would be nice to just go down and smell the ocean. Living in Marina Del Rey, there's a song about that, isn't there? Man, you got to get a job. So it's, I've asked a few people from California if they'd heard that song, and they hadn't. But is it Sheryl Crow? I can't remember who sang that. It's like 20 years old, 30 years old. Living in Marina Del Rey. I don't know what prompted them to build that marina, whether it was an Army Corps project. There's a naval base close to there, because I've been down there and seen a variety of ships outside, moored anchored in the ocean off of there. I don't know if it connects to any military facility at this point, and my internet here is too slow to take the time to go to Google Earth and take a look. So maybe it's worth looking up. But Marina Del Rey, it just sings when you say it. The acoustic engineer, yeah, that's interesting. And an interior designer. Wow. And once upon a time, I was an accountant, so they were going from accountant to interior design to engineering. It's a small world after all. I'm hearing birds. I don't know, am I seeing any on the camera? I don't see any birds, but I'm hearing them. It's so I'm hearing red-winged blackbirds, and the red-winged blackbirds, these are these small birds. I guess they're the size of a robin or a starling, and they're very protective of the nests. And they not in where we are now, but I was in another marina in a yacht club where these red-winged blackbirds had nests right by the main gate, right where you drive in. So if you're driving in, you don't notice them, but if you're walking in, the gate has a password system, right? So you're standing there, pressing the your password to get in, and suddenly you get attacked by a red-winged blackbird that thinks you're going to hurt its nest. So, and then it made the local newspapers that the people are upset now. Not sure what you can do about it. We have cormorants that crap on trees and kill all the fish, and nobody's thought they should get rid of them. We have Canada geese that crap all over the lawns, and nobody's figured out how to get rid of them. So I'm not sure that anybody in any kind of authority position is going to say we should somehow eliminate the red-winged blackbirds. Hey, Simply Imelda, thank you for coming aboard my live. Thank you for coming aboard my live. Yeah, I think, was I on yours yesterday? I can't remember. Sometimes it's a bit of a blur, but I do appreciate you coming aboard. Simply Imelda in the house. And interestingly, I'll ask you, Simply Imelda, I started following somebody whose name was Meldy something. And I was trying to figure out what that name meant, but I'm assuming it's short for Imelda. So it's a small world. You meet some very interesting people here. And everybody has an interesting story. I do like watching the cooking shows. As I started watching these mukbangs, which is basically people just sitting in and eating, and it's almost like the hot dog eating contests in New Jersey. But yeah, yeah,